Good morning, Emmitsburg. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Mayor Don Briggs with my guest sister Martha from the Seton Center. And well, again, we wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day and all the blessings that go with this. And one of the blessings we have here in town is the Seton Center and everything they do. But here's some things you may not know about it. Well, we'll infiltrate that a little bit with just getting some general questions. So what is new at the Seton Center?
Well, as you know, spring has arrived. COVID is kind of waning, so we're getting back on track, trying to get back to having the services we used to have. For example, the first one that has been going on all the way through has been the Seton Family Store. But because it's spring, it's time to spruce up and get some changes. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a changeover for spring. So between now and Saturday morning, we're going to have sales of about 50% on a lot of items in the store so that they can be moved out and get rid of some of them so that we can put in some new merchandise for spring. Now, in addition to that, starting on Tuesday, when we open again, we're going to have two big changes. We're going to have the hours are going to change from 10 to 4 rather than 9 to 3, which gives people at the end of the afternoon more time to get over to Seton Center and do some shopping. We're going to change around a lot of things in the store. It's going to have a new look and it's going to be very nice. So we invite you to come and look at the spring items that we're going to have. They're loading up everything now, and Saturday afternoon, they're going to start doing the changeover. Also, as I said before, the store hours are going to change from 10 to 4 because we figure with daylight saving time, people are going to want to sleep longer. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to come at 9 o'clock like you did before. And then on April 9th, which is a Saturday, we're going to have our next craft fair. And that craft fair is going to be from 9 o'clock in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. Again, it gives us a chance now that we can get out in fresh air. This is an opportunity to come out and see people face to face and get reacquainted with what's going on. We're going to have about 25 vendors. This will include crafters, food trucks, a distillery. We had a distillery at our last one, and they're going to come back. And then we're also going to have games for the children. And the Mother Seton School students of the Vincentian Marian Youth are going to have a bake sale and possibly cotton candy if we can get the machine to work. And that will be all outside so you can enjoy the fresh air, see your friends, see some vendors that you've seen before, because many of them have been there before. So they have some nice spring items to sell.
Wonderful.
And then many of you know about the DePaul Dental Program. Mm-hmm. Well, every year or every month, we try to have a workshop, and we call it the DePaul Dental Club. We haven't been able to have it because of the weather and all the restrictions that were going on, but we're going to start it up again on March 30th at 1:30 in the afternoon, which is the usual time that we have it. And the topic this time is going to deal with what you've all had to deal with, and that is the burnout from COVID, all the changes it did to us, how we felt as a result of being locked up and not being able to do what we wanted, having to wear masks everywhere we went. And we need to talk about it and share some of the hardships that we had. And our new case manager, Courtney Oland, is going to be the presenter. So we invite you to come down and see your old friends from before that will be at the meeting. We don't have any mask mandate at all. If you want to wear a mask, you can. If you don't want to, that's perfectly okay. So that makes it easier for everybody.
Great.
You can, there's something about being face to face with people.
Absolutely.
That we've missed. And I think this is an opportunity to talk about it and give us a chance to, vent about how we felt. And sometimes we feel better when we're able to talk to other people about Absolutely. It.
My sister, we can get back to that point, but volunteer student groups are starting up again. We've seen throughout town, we've heard of this group from Virginia Tech that's came up in business. Could you tell us a little bit more about that and how they got initiated?
This is a whole new group. Sister Jean Rhodes, who is one of our Daughters of Charity, has some contacts down in Virginia Tech, and their campus minister said that they would like to do some service projects somewhere. So Jean recommended they come to Emmitsburg. So this is their first time up here. There were 20 of them that came, 10 boys and 10 girls, I should say, young men and young women. And they came up, and because Virginia Tech has engineers, we had people that had some good skills. So some of the projects they did was they helped one church clean out their basement because their congregation is too old to be able to do all that kind of work. They helped some widows who have farms that needed some work around the farm that they couldn't physically do anymore. They also built a deck for someone who had a deck, but it was falling apart. So they brought their materials and built the deck for that person. So now you can go out and enjoy the birds in the spring. And they did a lot of other kinds of projects like that, clean up yards and so forth. This year, Mount St. Mary students are going to do 2 projects. I think they're starting next week. And then at the end of June, we're going to have Gonzaga High School come back like they did for about 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
But because of COVID, they weren't able to come. In addition to that, we have a group from Niagara Falls coming down, Mount St. Mary's High School. So there will be the boys from Gonzaga and the girls from Mount St. Mary's at the same time. And they're going to be doing community projects. And if any of you out there have projects that you would like to have done, like painting, nothing that where they have to climb really high, but clean up yards, that kind of thing, they'd be glad to. You just call Missy Miller at our place. The number is 301-447-6102, extension 18. And she will set you up with these young people, depending on what kind of project you have, how many you will be getting.
Right.
They're also going to help with the summer program down in Thurmont for a couple of days, I think.
I once went on a service trip with Mount St. Mary's down to Father Bite was Christian Appalachian Project down there, and it was such a rewarding weekend. We worked on a roof, and I'll say the kids I was with, the young men and women there, thoroughly enjoyed it. Got into it, just wonderful. It's a wonderful experience for kids, and thank you for bringing these people here and getting them involved. It's so good for all of us to meet them and interact with them, and it's a great tradition. Getting Ahead program is starting up.
Yes, remember, we used to have Getting Ahead every year, but then of course with COVID, it was very difficult. We tried to do it online, but it was not as successful as it could have been. So now we decided we're going to go back to getting people together face to face and do it. Our new case manager, Courtney, has been trained to do the co-facilitating. So she's ready to go. And we're going to be doing recruitment during the month of April to able to be, so we can start one in May. Now, what this program is 16 to 20 weeks. People meet once a week for maybe a 3-hour session. And they talk about all the resources that are possible for them so that they can look at it and see how they can integrate those into their life and, make improvement. We've had people in this program that have gone from being isolated in their homes to getting a degree in IT and having really good jobs. Other people went from renting all the time to buying their own homes. Some have started their own businesses. So even though you might think you can't do any of this stuff, you'd be amazed at what this program will do for you. Because as a result, we have a lot of contacts in the area that will help people get going on certain projects that they've always dreamed of doing, but they never had the resources to do it. In addition to that, because of the fact that people are giving up their time to do this, they should be rewarded for that. So we're giving them $10 an hour equivalent and gift cards to get gas, to get food, to the local vendors in this area, so that you're actually getting paid to come to class, which is kind of a different concept.
Oh, wonderful.
And as you know, Mayor Briggs, you have come to the graduations, you have seen
Right.
the wonderful things that come out of this, so.
It's truly a match for any graduation I've ever been to. It's just so heartfelt, and if somebody was there, prompt them on, where they never felt like they were able to do it, and
Right.
sort of Oz went Oz.
That's
So,
right. We had one time a woman who had married very young and never finished high school. And this was the first time she graduated from anything. So it was just a wonderful experience because her children were able to come and rejoice with her.
Mm.
And it's been very helpful that way.
Mhm. How can folks get help from the Seton outreach program?
Right now, we're having some trouble with our web page. The application form isn't coming through. So what we're encouraging people to do is to call us. And the number is 301-447-6102, extension 12. And the intake person is Mary Saylor, and she will be very glad to set up an appointment for you to come in and get the services you need. No matter what it is, we'll try to help you. If we can't do it ourselves, we'll refer you to people that can help you.
Mhm.
And also, if it's too difficult to call, then just stop by and make an appointment.
Mhm.
We'd be glad to help you in any way we can, because things are hard for everybody. And everybody's needs are a little different. Right now, we seem to be getting a lot of people that are looking for how to apply for food stamps, how to get their birth certificate, and those kinds of things. And also, if they're having trouble with their cars, they can't get to work because of, a flat tire or something like that, we can certainly help you with that. We have contacts with the local garages, and they're willing to help us on that. So
That's
we're
phenomenal.
trying to get integrated more into the community so that everybody in the community will profit by this.
It's wonderful.
Okay.
It's just absolutely wonderful. And we were talking before about sources of money right now to help them out, and where can they go for utility bills and mortgage payments, COVID related? Is that still open, right?
That's right. The COVID related rent, for example, if you've gotten an eviction notice and you had to stay home or you lost your job because of COVID, there is a state and federal fund that's administered by the Religious Coalition in Frederick. You can go online and apply for that. They have plenty of money, and the investigation is, you have to have proof that you're renting at that place and so forth, but they will help you out with that. Also, there's funding for if you needed to have internet for your kids to be able to stay online to do their classes, and you were having a difficulty with that, they will take care of that. But mainly it's rental and mortgage payments. If it's not related to that, but you're just falling behind because there's so many expenses right now, just come to Seton Center and we'll see what we can do for you. But if you can stay on top, you can pay part of it, but you don't have enough to pay it all, we'll help you with that.
Well, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Again, like I started out, it's a real blessing to have the Seton Center in our community. Sister, do you have anything finally you'd like to say? Anything else?
Well, I just want to say we're back.
Good.
If we weren't back before, we are now. Please feel free to come down. Anything you want to talk about, we're willing to listen and to help any way we can.
That's the way we feel here. We had partitions up here between each of the elected officials, and it's almost exactly 2 years to the date we took them down. This last meeting was our first time we've been post-COVID, and we hope we don't have another strain of that. But Sister Martha, thank you for coming on today. And
thank you very much for inviting me. I appreciate it very much.
Key day in history of all times. The St. Patrick's Day. The best to everybody and St. Patrick's blessings. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.